okay, this is really shitty. And he just like looks at me and he's like, here you go, and throws me $40. And I was like, you know, I'm going to lose it, right? He's like, yeah, that's fine. So I played the $40 and I lost and I left. And then I went back, I don't know, a couple weeks later, and he was there again and he did the same thing. And he came up and introduced himself and he's like, hey, I'm Gary Lynn, I'm an artist, you know, and tell me about you. I'm like, well, I just work at a sushi restaurant and I'm starting a cleaning business. So looking to get out of waiting tables. He's like, oh, perfect. I need somebody to come clean my studio. My wife will interview you, make sure you're a good fit, all that kind of stuff. And so I went to their studio and met him. And so I started cleaning his studio, and just watching him paint was so cool. Like, so he does cowboys in the mountains or street scenes. He does street scenes as well. And after one time, I was like, hey, Gary, would it be okay if I paint after, you know, I clean today? And he's like, oh, yeah, and set me down a canvas and put me out some paints, and it was god awful, but I enjoyed it. And so I was like, can I paint every single time I'm done cleaning? And he's like, yeah, of course. And so I kept painting and painting and painting, and after a little bit, he's just like, you need to stop cleaning other people's houses, and you need to like come work with me full time, because he's like, I'm going to teach you how to paint. This is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And I was like, okay. And so he was super, super generous. And so I did, I still cleaned his studio, and I did a little bit of the back end work, like ordering stuff and whatnot. But yeah, so I painted with him for 2 years, and then I had a baby, and we had finished our house. And so I had a studio in my house, and then I started painting at home, and then it kind of just took off a little bit.